All right, everyone. It's time for Q&A with Alan and Marshall. Alan's adjusting something, so just don't pay attention to him. Focus on me. Focus on me. So happy Friday, everyone. And it's good that you're here. And we're excited about what's going on right now. And I got a lot to talk about today. We got some really good topics. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching.
Absolutely.
And if you have any questions or comments or anything, please say hello. Let us know that you're here and make sure that you're chiming in. So, Alan, did you fix whatever you had to fix?
I did. All of a sudden, just as we're going live, my computer said low battery. I didn't notice, and everything was plugged in. I had to figure out what was not correct, and I was struggling.
Okay. But now it's better, right? It's all good?
It is there. It's charging, so good. We're new at this.
This is our first time we've ever done a show.
Holy smoke.
All right. So anyway, if you're watching right now, please say hello. We want to know that you're here, where you're watching from. And we've got a lot of really good topics today. And more than anything, we need your questions. We need your comments. We need your participation because that's what drives the show.
Yep.
And if you're watching, we would also love it if you would take a minute and just share that you're watching us because we want to build the audience. So if you could do that, that would be incredible.
Right.
And so, Alan, before we get going real quick, I think we've both been traveling this week. Where were you?
I was in Indiana for the first part of the week. And, if you've ever traveled on business and stuff like that, you get stuff scheduled. And I came home early because there was a cancellation, not on my end. And that happens. And can't make good use of the time. I don't want to just burn travel in hotels. So I came home, but still made use of it. So,
awesome.
It happens. But I was in Indiana. Next week, I'm in Kentucky all week. So
cool.
And that's going to be the last big travel of the year.
Yeah, I just took my last trip, unless somebody books me. So I was in the great state of Pennsylvania. So I'm not going to talk about where I was, but it was a great shop and helped them with lots of stuff. So that was really cool. And all right. So we got some folks watching. So let's say hello. James is here. Hey, James, good to see you here.
Only James Ortolani.
Kisa is here from Texas.
Kisa.
Good morning to you. And Peter's here. Good. I think he meant to say good morning, not good morning.
Converted. Obviously. So.
That's like an autofill thing if I've ever seen one. Kim's here. Hey, Kim, have you actually moved to Phoenix yet? Or are you still moving? What's up with that? And then Josh is here from Oklahoma. Good to see you. So thanks for watching, everyone. And good to see everyone here. So hold on. Peter says, good morning from Kansas City, home of the NFC West Division leading Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, the Detroit Lions won a game. It was like Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
They won and everybody went nuts.
Right. So Kim says, I'm here. So Kim, after this show, I'm actually going to a shop here in Phoenix to spend the afternoon with them. And, if you need some help, we'd love to help you with that. So give me a call. All right. So
get a hold of Mr. Peter Walsh too. I need some M&R pictures for my seminar at Long Beach this year.
What are you teaching?
Nothing good. Auto reclaim. Doing a seminar on auto reclaim.
M&R makes some auto reclaim things, I think.
They have one. Yeah, I've seen it. It's not well known. No, it's out there all over the place, but it's a great one. So
yeah, I was just at a shop and they were all M&R everything, eco rinse, the whole deal. So
yep, those eco Texas, man, they're the bomb.
Yeah. All right. So what do you say we do a quick commercial and then get in with some topics?
Big M&R dealer, GSG. Let's hear it.
Here we go. Awesome.
So thankful for GSG every time I see that and hear that.
Yeah.
It's been great to partner with them. I think I need to send an email today. We do need to get a new refreshed.
Yeah, well, they're such a great company, but they're busy.
Yeah, it's not like they're bored. I
Totally
mean,
understand what's going on in that
they
deal.
are literally swamped. I mean, they are handling things, and I'll tell you what, I am more impressed when a guy like Mark Rander gets on video and just talks about what he does with their supply chain issues, talking right to their clients. And
Right.
he could very easily just stay in the background and let other people do that. But
Right.
yeah, this says a lot. So
Well, cool. You ready to dig into the first topic?
let's go.
So here we go.
Good stuff.
So since it's the middle-ish part of December, I think naturally the thing is to talk about next year since it's just right there. You can smell 2022 from here, I think. And
And
I've been doing a lot of work lately with my coaching clients about goal setting. And this is, sometimes it's financially, so sales related, but sometimes I've been talking about marketing, but we've also been talking about process improvement and that type of stuff, or equipment they want to buy or whatever, right? So I think right
setting
now,
from your clients, from your competition. Yeah.
yeah, market differentiation, all that kind of stuff. So I would like, if you're watching, whether you're a shop or you're a manufacturer, right? Since we got James and we got Peter on here too, like, what are some goals that you guys are really interested in doing for next year, right? Can you share them? You don't have to share all the details, just like, what are you interested in besides, of course, world domination, right?
Yes.
What are you interested in getting into, some goals for the year, or maybe just in Q1? What are you trying to get to? And let's kind of have a short chat about that. So
Right. So Marshall, I think one of the things when we were talking about this, I always think from the production end of it. And every year we talk about this, there is so much good content to get ideas. Sometimes people in production and the screen world, they just don't know what to do and they try to do too much or think I can't do that. And there is just so much good content, whether it's a new style. Frank Good is listening, and he, S&S has so many different products, and he's been sharing a lot with Shirt Lab Tribe on what they have in stock, what they can ship right now, and that is just a great tool. You need to be looking, what are you doing to give your company the edge over your competition in 2022? Is that I'm going to be on top of it with these new styles, this new apparel. I'm going to learn how to do high density embroidery. That is something we've been seeing, and a lot of people can't do that. Whether you need new machinery to do that, a longer stroke on your embroidery machine, whether you're going to get more production out of a current existing one. I've been seeing, and I watch a lot of the GSG videos, and I was watching one on floor graphics off Rollins and stuff. Well, and I'm thinking everybody has a Roland. There's another market to your existing customers. It's not always about getting new customers, but how can you get more business out of that existing
How
one?
can you sell them more things?
Yep.
How can you? I just had a conversation yesterday with one of my coaching clients about increasing the ticket. Like, if your average sales for them, they do a lot of online stores and stuff, and their average sale is like $140 or whatever it was, right? So it's like, can you sell them another thing, and can we get that to be 160 or 180 by getting them to buy a baseball hat or something?
Absolutely.
That's kind of what that's the discussion that we were talking about. Another thing that we were discussing was, what if you had like a bundle, right? And there was an item that was in the bundle. Remember, this is an online store. An item that was in the bundle that you can only get by buying the bundle, right? That you can't buy it separately. So the only way you can get it is to buy the bundle. And the bundle's like $205 or something.
Right.
Right. And then because that's got the laser etched Yeti tumbler or whatever, or something that, it's a limited edition thing that drives people to buy the deal. Right. And so, just looking at stuff like that and doing things on purpose, right, I think is just something that everybody needs to really kind of look at. And if you're buying new equipment, what problems can you be solving with more automation, right? And by the way, Peter's going to be at Long Beach in January, right? So go by their booth and see some automation, right?
Absolutely.
It's screen imager or coder or washout booth or whatever, tag printer, all types of stuff. What are you doing right now that's a funky, slow manual process, right? And really look at upgrading. And the equipment, you might have to spend money on it, but let me tell you, you're already spending the money with labor or decreased efficiency or slower turn times or, whatever. So how can a new gizmo help you achieve more, with the same amount of time? And so I was talking with somebody earlier this week, right? And we were talking about getting more things done a day, right? And so, and just the conversational purpose, let's say you did 1,000 things and it costs you $1,000. Your cost to do that is what? It's $1, right? So if you do 2,000 things and your cost was $1,000, it costs you 50 cents, right? So how can you get more done a day, right? That's the big question you have to look at. And sometimes you might have to spend a little bit of money, but guess what? Now we've increased our throughput and everything drops in cost. And this is how you achieve more profit because we're able to get more things through the pipe. So looking at your shop right now, what is the slowest part of your process? So this is the theory of constraints, if you've never heard of that. What is the slowest part of your process that is the logjam for you? And then there's something out there right now that you can get that can help solve that. What do you think about that, Alan?
Well, I think it's great because I always tell my customers to remind them, in the screen print circle, it's always about how many shirts can it do, how many shirts can it do. And I remind them that while you're a printer, you're a garment decorator, your job is not to print as many shirts as possible. Your job is to create invoices or shipping tickets. That's your job. When the job's done and complete, done.
Well, ideally, they've already paid for it.
Ideally, but that's why I said, or shipping tickets. So it's shipped, completed. How many jobs can you get per day? And that's the. So I say invoices, whatever, call invoices, shipping tickets, whatever, depending on what their model is. But how many can you get done today? Now, take that into, we're coming up into a season in between Christmas and New Year's. Yes, everybody wants to power down and you need to. And in these slow times that might come up, we're not sure. I'm not sure there's going to be one. But are you taking time going, what can you do again to get that extra sale from that current customer? What are you testing in your production? Are you testing that new thread? Are you testing that new ink? Are you testing that new emulsion? Are you looking at a piece of equipment and doing your research and getting your financing and laying it out? What are you doing right now? What are your goals? Are you looking at that tracker software? I know a guy if you need one. It's
right.
There's just 1,000 things out there. I'm doing decals on my Roland. Those Roland print cuts and those Pamakis do so much. What are you looking at? So
stickers. If you have an online store, right? What does a sticker cost you? 20 cents? Sell that sticker for $2. it's gigantic profit, right? Doesn't cost you a whole lot. You could probably nail, 100 stickers in an hour, get those printed and cut and everything, and just put them in an envelope, and then you can ship them with the thing, right? So Peter's got a really great comment here. So
Right.
at M&R, we need to continue to offer the most innovative and effective garment printing solutions for specific production volume or application. Look to 2022 for M&R to make a big entry into direct-to-film transfer systems with production-oriented equipment. That's fantastic, Peter. I'm so curious about that. I need to call somebody and talk to you. So we'd love to get the skinny on what's going on with DTF with M&R. So Alan, you're like, there's something wrong with your bandwidth. You're breaking up.
Yeah. And you know what? Not surprised that M&R is all over. You're the same way on my end.
Really? What's going on with that? Hey, if you're watching right now, do we look broken up and choppy, or is it just Alan? Or is it just me? What's going on? Right?
Marshall,
it's really annoying when that happens. I'm sorry?
Are you there? On your end, I don't know.
I'm here. I'm going to close some tabs. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I see Marshall.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this isn't good.
Again, I'm not. What I was saying is, I'm not surprised M&R is jumping into that. It's a real deal. The DTF is a real thing. It's not a fact.
Oh. Hey, Alan, I'm gonna jump out and jump back in. So hold tight.
I have no tabs open except
our program. Hold on. Hey. Okay. Is that better?
I will keep talking. No problem.
Hey, why don't you do the same thing? So jump out and jump back in, and maybe that solves it. Hey, sorry, everyone. We've got technical difficulties. We want to have a good show.
Okay, so
just close. Hey, Alan, there you go. Hey, I'm here by myself. So we're going to wait for Alan to come back. Thanks for being patient, everyone. We appreciate you. So Peter asks, let's do some things. So Frank says, SN of Vectorwork goals, get TSC acquisition finished, take over the world. That's fantastic, Frank. Peter says, do you think there'll be a Long Beach show in January? I do. And all my fingers and toes are crossed because I got big plans, Peter. So I think there's going to be a show, and I'm really looking forward to it. And actually, Shirt Lab has a booth at the show for next year. And it's booth 2261, by the way. So we'd love to see you guys there. And our goal is to recruit more members for Shirt Lab Tribe. So please send folks our way, right? I guess Alan is delayed in coming back. So let's see if he's going to text me. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb here. I don't see a text. So, all right. So it's just going to be me for a minute. So, Kisa says audio's choppy. Yeah, we're fixing that. Marshall's is okay. Maybe a bandwidth issue, evidently, since he can't come back. So Peter says DTF is the fourth channel on garment decorating applications to complement screen, DTG, and hybrid. All methods have a place in today's production environment. I totally agree. That's I would really love to see shops really look at this. And if you really look at what's going on in DTF, directive film, there's a lot of folks that are pre-printing transfers because it's really easy to do. And I think you're seeing a lot of folks do this is because we're having a hard time finding press operators to print for us. And if we can make transfers and just get them onto a garment with a transfer press, we can decorate shirts and get stuff out quicker. And it's really great for online stores. I see a lot of people doing this, and they're doing some really fantastic things. So that's what's really going on there. Keith says, can't wait for Long Beach. Me too, Keith. Very excited about it. Let's see if Alan has texted me yet. Nope. So let me text him real quick just to see what's going on. Are you coming back? So let's see what's going on. Kisa says our new DTF printer will be here soon. That's great. Congratulations, Kisa. When is soon? When is that coming back? And then what brand or company, Frank wants to know. I know there's a company here in Phoenix, DTF of Arizona or something like that, has been selling these. Not sure where you bought it. That was really cool. Okay. I don't really know how to run the show by myself, folks. So I'm kind of stalling here. So let's show what's going on with the question. So goal setting 2022, what is different? So if you haven't written out your goals or what you're going to do differently in 2022, can you just put that down in the comments real quick? So I personally have something to talk about. All right. And while we're waiting, so please share that. I know that my goals for next year are really about helping more people. So I'm looking forward to more stuff with Shirt Lab, about doing some more traveling and helping shops. Right now, I am onboarding some new coaching clients. So if you feel you need help, would love to get that going with you. And I've got 2 shops that are interested in me coming out for January and February. So if you need actually on-site coaching, I do a lot of that stuff. I just came back and would love to talk to you about that. So Kisa says, I purchased a 24-inch Cobra from Brad at Buckets of Ink in Arizona. That's great. Ghost is here from Sweden. Good to see you. If you're just tuning in, Alan's having a problem and he's completely disconnected here and he's not texting me. So not sure what's going on. We might have to call it a show here because I feel really weird doing this by myself. So, all right. Maybe we'll call him live on the show. Let's do that. Let's put him on speaker. This is
Alan. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll return your call as soon as possible.
So I'm getting voicemail. So, all right. So I don't know what to do here. So he's having some major issues if he's on voicemail. His phone's probably on leave me alone mode. Oh, here he is.
All right. I had to shut everything down. I'm sorry about that. Is that better?
Dude, I was about to hang up.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're back.
You could have handled it without me. So
Oh, it was hell. I'm sweating. I was so nervous. Right.
oh
So,
no, it happens.
so Frank says I'm doing great. Thanks for the patience, guys. And Daryl says, add additional revenue streams, continue to strip down and simplify in-house and client purchasing experience. Thanks, Daryl. I know you've been working hard on that, and you've been sharing that on the Catalyst calls. So good job with that. So we're still on the goal setting topic, Alan.
okay, cool.
And Peter wanted to know if he still thought that Long Beach was going to happen. So you haven't heard anything to the contrary, have you?
I haven't. Peter, what are your thoughts? I haven't personally, Marshall, and I think it's 50-50 just because of the world we live in. If anything ever gets canceled, I'm not surprised.
Well, my standpoint on this is that if the show was going to cancel it, they would have done it already from a business standpoint. The only way it gets canceled is because of the governor or the state of California or something mandating something.
I agree. That's the unknown.
So I'm planning on going. I'm spending, frankly, more money than I need to be spending for a trade show. I've never had a booth before.
Yep.
Tom and I actually rented an Airbnb beach house. I know Keith's watching. He's going to be staying there. So it's like we're doing a lot of stuff that from a monetarily, we're spending some money this year.
Right.
Normally I'm like a pirate. I just kind of float around the show. This year I'm actually going to be anchored to a booth. So a little different for me. So
I'm preparing. I've made my flights already. I'm hoping it happens. I saw Rob Coleman posted that he believes, and I don't know, I haven't looked on the site, that you're going to have to show proof of vaccination or negative. And so just be ready. And
yeah, well, I'm ready. I mean, I've had COVID. I've gotten 2 shots plus a booster. I carry my card in my wallet, and I've uploaded my Clear account because I travel with that, with my COVID status, booster shot status.
Whether someone gets,
I'm about as ready as you can get.
whether someone gets vaccinated, not vaccinated, or just need to show I'm safe on the test, just be ready is what I'm saying. I've never carried my vaccination card. I'm going to probably have to start, but whatever.
Yeah, I've actually taken a photo of it, right, in case I lose my wallet or something.
Yeah.
Take a photo of it. So, all right. So
I'm hoping it goes on. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the seminars I'm doing. Looking forward to doing Q&A with you. And
yeah, we're gonna. By the way, we're gonna try to do it live. So if you're used to seeing this, we want you to join us for our class at ISS Long Beach. And we're trying to do it live, by the way. I actually have a box here in my office with new microphones and headsets and all kinds of stuff. We're going to get set up and try to do the show live in a classroom. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's our goal.
Well, you know what? It works so well the way we're doing it right now today. Why not?
Yeah. So here's the thing: if you're not failing, you're not growing.
Exactly.
So I'm really looking forward to failing with you, Alan.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time. If you're with me, we're going to fail. Hey, let's go.
Well, when we never lose, we either win or learn. That's how I look at stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So
I love Ghosta's response.
Yeah. So I got you a good trip tip for you and Alan. Her in Sweden, right?
Okay. I'm right there. Let's go.
So by the way, if you don't know, Ghosta lives in Uppsala, Sweden, and he's been sending me Facebook photos of people swimming in an ice hole, right? And saying you should come and do your Q&A show from the ice hole. And I'm like, there's that's not something I'm going to want to do. Yeah. I would love to go to Sweden, but I'm not going to be swimming in the frozen water. I have, no interest in that. I have interest in being warmed by a fire, maybe in Sweden. So
I'm ready to go do Q&A in Sweden anytime you are, Marshall. It would be blast.
Right.
I think we would have a guest host too. Who do you think that would be?
I don't know. Ghosta. Right?
Ghosta probably.
Yeah.
You know, around an ice hole, I've ice fished up here in Michigan and grown up like that. You know, I'm going to have to take a hard pass on that one too.
No, these are people out in the open, just like, hanging out. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so Kisa says, we've got a little downtime today because the shirts that should have been here Tuesday are not out for delivery. Chris is headed to the hub to get them now. Gotta love this time of year. Shirts are due today. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yes. Yeah. Right. So I completely sympathize with you on this. It's just crazy out there. Mm-hmm. And so the best thing that you could do is update your customer, let them know what's going on, let them know. Don't be embarrassed about it. You can only control what you can control, and production takes time. Don't hurry up and make mistakes. Be calm. Take your time. You're like, if you, not to jinx you, Kisa, but if you hurry up to try to get it done and now you realize you just printed all the shirts on the wrong side, right? That's not going to do you any favors. Take your time, do it right. Let the client know, yeah, I know you wanted them today, but this is how long this process takes, and you'll be okay. All right. So
also, too, you have a great opportunity here to, one, communicate with the client. Let them know the extra mile. Chris is on his way to the hub.
Yeah, right.
You.
Yes.
So you're not standing pat going, we're just waiting. You're trying. You got to let them know that. I like Kisa. Also, I see up there you purchased a Cobra from Brad of Ink. And yeah, that's a nice DTF machine. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, you know those guys at Buckets of Ink. So
do you. We've had dinner with them together.
I know. I'm just
they're great guys.
They're your client, not mine. So
they're an easy way dealer. So
yeah. All right. So let's get to our next topic, which is employees come first. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because right now, we're really busy trying to get everything done for the holidays. Plus, there's next year. We maybe do some goal setting kind of thing. And let me tell you, I talked to so many shops over the years, and we start talking about how we treat our employees. What do we do for them? Employee reviews. I know shops right now, it's embarrassing. They haven't done an employee review in a year or two or more. What does this say to you as the business leader or the business owner? The shops that I've run, I did employee reviews every 6 months for every single employee. Mm-hmm. And it's really super crucial to have that time with them to talk about their goals and what they think and how to improve and how to keep doing the level of excellence they're hitting, but also maybe some opportunities around the corner for them, right? If you're not doing that, you're failing your employees. And this is a leadership challenge for you, okay? And right now, we all know how hard it is to replace employees.
Yep.
Right. So what are you going to do when that employee is tired of dealing with you and quits because you don't have time for them? Right.
And it may not even be intentionally you don't have time for them.
You have to make time.
Yep.
If it was important, you'd make the time for them.
Okay? Yeah, absolutely. We always make, and this is in life, a little life lesson. You can say, quote me on it, but I didn't come up with it. We always make time for the things that are important. So how you spend your time, that tells you what's important.
Yeah. And let me tell you, my blog last week has you can click the link in the blog and you could get the 10 questions that I use for my employee reviews. And and it's a number system. So you rate your employee on these things. And how I do employee reviews, by the way, is I do a 360. So it's the employee fills it out, their manager fills it out, and then everybody that works with them fills it out. And it's basically an average of those numbers and the discussions about why the employee thinks they're a 10 and you think they're a 7. What's going on with that? And it becomes a really great discussion about perception and what we need to do to improve and all that kind of stuff, because it's based on some facts. It's based on, their attendance, or based on their performance, or based on their willingness to be a great team member or whatever. And that becomes a really great discussion. So look for that on my blog.
Also, I think it also gave you time to get to know these employees of yours, going, what are their long-term plans, long-term dreams and stuff? Hey, we can see you maybe. What did you think about moving into this or doing this?
Right.
I didn't know you had that skill set.
Right.
You did web design on the side. Can you help us with that? Maybe we're utilizing you. Yeah.
Well, this is where you learn that part-time person wants to be full-time, or your catcher wants to learn to run the auto, or whatever. You can have a discussion about how it would be great if they learned to speak English or learn your operating system, or they want to go into sales, whatever. People have goals and dreams. And if you don't talk about that, what happens is you're not part of that. And then they go do it without you. So,
perception, as you said, is a powerful thing, even if it's not true. You may care about your employees, but if they don't know it, that's the perception. And Marshall, you and I were talking about this earlier, and I'm not going to say the company, but for me, there was a company I worked for. I had very much huge responsibility. Many people thought I owned part of it. And one of the things that really bothered me was that I never knew, after 8 years being there, where I really was at. And
you got to know.
I tried to pin down the owner. Oh man, we'd be dead without you. Well, that's great. Where are we going? What are we doing? How are we doing this? It's not always about the money, but it's
not about the money. More money is great. Okay. More money is great. Okay. But I'll tell you what, Google the reason why people leave a company, and money's not even in the top 10 usually.
Yeah.
Right. Because, that famous Johnny Paycheck song, "Take This Job and Shove It." Not about the money. It's about his boss being such a jerk. Right.
Yeah. And he may not always be a jerk on the inside, because this boss and I still keep in touch. The former employer, we're real good friends, and it is. But it just was not working at that point, at that stage. And it forced me to start looking. And I remember, even your employee, things you may be thinking, these are great people. I love them. I want to keep them. Sometimes the vain imagination that happens in our mind, can happen. And you want to prevent that. It's just human nature. I remember calling a vendor I was friends with during this time with that company, going, maybe they're going to let me go. And he just said, that would be ridiculous. And I remember, I'm not going to say the vendor, he just said, Alan, they know which side of their bread is buttered, and it's with you.
Right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're not with them anymore, and there's a reason for that.
There is true. Yeah, absolutely.
So we have some great comments, and please keep them coming. So just because we're on this topic, I want to share something Daryl just said, which is ask visioning questions. And I had a conversation with Daryl a couple of years ago, and one of his job interview questions that he likes to ask is, what makes you happy?
Oh, nice.
And so I'm like, well, what's up with that question? And I forget exactly his answer, but it was something along the lines of this: is he wants to find out if that person is basically a cheerful, happy person, because if that person's heart is the black hole of Calcutta and nothing makes them happy, there's nothing that you can do as a company or a boss to make them happy. And they're always going to be complaining and whining and whatever, because that is what makes them happy, is being that person in your company that complains about everything. So we want to avoid that person. So he asks that question to find out what makes them happy. And I'm like, that is such a genius move.
Absolutely. That's great.
Yeah. So a couple of things here. So Kisa says, great advice on that order. So good job. Thank you. Frank says powder or powderless.
I think he's asking Kisa on
the heat transfer press.
just came out with a powderless one, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Peter says 2022 goal setting, buying new or additional equipment to increase production isn't always the solution to success if a company doesn't have their core processes under control. So true. I've seen a number of companies over the years take on the burden of additional equipment or staff before they have the processes in place to support the operations of the business. My advice is to get your act together to maximize the revenue from your existing equipment and employees before taking on additional costs. Probably, I'm sure he got cut off on the character limit there. So that's great advice, Peter. And I know so many people buy another auto, but they're not even giving 1,000 impressions a day out of the current one.
Yep.
Right. And now they've got 2 autos to staff and try and get out. And it's because they're so unorganized and their setup times are ridiculous and their downtime is ridiculous. And they're just trying to throw stuff at the problem rather than really addressing the reason why they're not efficient.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
You know, coming from Peter, as it's Eminer's job to make equipment and sell it, saying, come on, I know he's seen it 1,000 times. We all have.
Right.
Where people are making these purchases and you're going, they're killing themselves.
Right. So William says, I don't have employees anymore, but my wife has 350. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She requires her people to do self-assessments along with reviews. That's great. And curious if those match up, right? If I think I'm great and you think I'm great, that's great. If I think I'm great and you think I'm an idiot, that's something different. So, and here's Daryl says, what brings you joy in life? It's not happy, it's joy. So thanks, Daryl, for clarifying.
See, Daryl's up above, below Peter's too, about actions and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a Shirt Lab motto, actions and real priorities. Oh, you got the hat.
Yep.
Hey, where'd you get that cool hat, Alan?
I got it from SNS Installs at Shirt Lab in Fort Worth.
Yeah, good.
Shameless plug to everybody there.
Yeah. Keisa says, well, that was my intent with the question.
Yes.
I'm that transparent. So thanks for
we are that horrible. I've just never mentioned my own company yet. I've mentioned
yeah. So Keisa says powderless. So for the transfers, that's great.
Let me know when that goes in. I'd love to hear how that's going.
And Sean's here from Alpharetta. Thanks, Sean.
It's good. If you were from somewhere else, Sean, you're either on vacation or problems happened.
Yeah,
but I do an Alpharetta still.
So let's get to our third topic here, which is maximum efficiency. And this is exactly what Peter was just alluding to.
Yep.
Right? So it's about how are you getting more things through the pipe every day, right? Absolutely. And really looking at that and looking at what your people are doing. And I've got some advice for you, right? So a really great thing to do, okay? And you can do this today, you can do it tomorrow, right? Is just, I want you to walk out quietly and stand in the corner, and I want you to watch your people work, right? What are they doing, right? How long is it taking them to do stuff? And it's not really just like, being a slave driver. It's just watching them. Where are they struggling? What's going on? If they're doing a setup, does the press operator leave the area and go walk somewhere? Where did that guy just go or a girl just go, right? Did they go to the screen room to get a screen because it wasn't staged right? Did they have to go to the ink room to get some ink? If it's embroidery, are your operators having to go find cones of thread, right? What is delaying them from just getting the job set up, running the job, taking the job set down, running the next job, right? That's what they should be doing. Maximum efficiency is about making sure your production team is shooting everything as fast as they can, not working like crazy madmen, just with the correct amount of time to get things done properly so you can do things right the first time with ease. That's what we want, right? Absolutely. And really, if you observe, do we have that built, right? And just take some notes. I was just in a shop in Pennsylvania. This is what I did on Monday. It's just walk around and watch people work and write stuff down in a little book, right? And then it was like on Tuesday, we're changing stuff. That's what I did. You can do that too, or you can hire me, one of the two, right? But you can do this, right? It's not hard.
You know, Marshall, I don't think they can do this. I think in today's world, you have to do this. With the way labor is, if you're not doing this, you are at less efficiency and you are never going to grow. There can be some issues there. When you're not investing in automation is pretty much where it's at. And not because we want you to go spend money.
Right.
But if you could have a guy reclaiming screens, and I'm always going to go back to that. You guys know, I feel like I say that. I live in that screen print world. If you have a guy reclaiming screens, but you can get an auto reclaimer and he can get what he used to take him all day done in half a day, then what's he doing the other half a day? What are you cross-training your people on to do?
Yeah,
can he go hoop? Can he go pull shirts? Can he run that press that you need someone for, at least get a half-day production out of?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing there? When you have an automatic and people, like you said, Marshall, before, people get done and they're going slower, because they don't want to go home. They don't want the jobs to go away. How come they're not running fulfillment? How come they're not packing?
Right.
How come they're not doing that? There's always stuff to do.
So it's all about, right, Jim Collins, getting right people on the bus, in the right seats, doing the right things.
Yep.
Right. And so what is right? You know, I think you guys really need to understand that. What is the right thing, right? So if you have a client that's giving you not really good orders, or they expect you to do, you jump through all these hoops and whatever, and you're really getting bogged down by that work, and you're not realizing the profit you should from that work, is this really a good client to have?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they're paying you. I totally get that, right? But what are you doing? And it, like, by focusing on that, look at all the other stuff you're not doing, right? And just really be thinking about that, right? So we got some comments. So Sean says, easy way.
Thank you.
Cal's here. Good morning, Cal.
Good morning, Cal. How you doing, man?
Hurley's here. Good morning, Hurley.
I was wondering where you were, Hurley. You know what's going on up there.
Peter says, goal setting, identify your shop's efficiency thieves and address them. Incremental improvements will have a huge bottom line impact.
Absolutely.
Okay? Hold on. You want to read a fantastic book? Here it is right here. Atomic Habits, James Clear. You can see I've got some pages bookmarked, my favorite stuff I'm looking at. Here's his deal. This whole book, let me boil it down to you. Get 1% better every day, because improvements are cumulative.
Yep.
They stack. There you go. I saved you from buying the book, right? That's so.
Don't try to do it all at once. Take small bites.
Yeah.
Every day.
So, but just by looking at what you're doing, right, and just saying, hey, is there a better way of doing this? Or do we need to be doing this at all?
Correct.
Can we just skip this whole step?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Skip the step, right? What should we be doing, right? Here you go. Running around with a chicken with my head cut off, so many jobs to do with little time. Yeah, exactly. Just how would you address that, right? So, all right, let's get to our last topic, Alan.
Oh, this is yours.
It's really about maximum efficiency on steroids.
Yep.
I want everything that you do in your shop to have a number.
And that number is.
I want you to figure out what that number is. Is it what's a good number and what's a bad number? And let's break that down, right? For sales, right? What is your average sale? Is that a good number or a bad number? Top line. Bottom line is more important, right? So you sell something at $1,000 and it costs you $998 to get it out the door. That's not really good, right? You sell something for $1,000 and it costs you $5 to do it. That's way better, right? Yep. So I want you guys to figure this stuff out. What is good, right? What is a good number? What is a good number for setup time? What is a good number for impressions per hour? What is a good number for sales? What's your sales closing rate? I mean, on time attendance, getting how many jobs a week are you shipping late, right? Is it 0 or is it 53? Okay.
What's your scrap rate?
Yeah. What's your scrap rate? What's your error rate? What's your downtime percentage?
I was just going to say downtime. Yep.
How many screens a day are you imaging? How many screens a day are you using?
How many
are they the same number?
How many screens a day are you reclaiming? Because those numbers are different all the time in many shops.
Yeah, right.
They have just a catalog boatload of screens they can't get to, and when they need them, they just buy new ones. It's like, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, right? Everything needs to have a number. You guys should be working hard on establishing these numbers, right? And then measuring this stuff.
Yep.
Right. And it doesn't have to be, I've got an app and I'd love you to use it. But, at the end of the day, I'd rather you just get a clipboard and put a tick mark next to it every time you do something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Right.
Yep.
You need to, and of course, and you don't have to be measuring forever either. Right. Maybe you do a study for a week or two on something, and then you learn the results, and then you do that once a quarter just to see if it's always the same.
Right.
Doesn't have to be anything nutty, right? But everything has to have a number, right? And screen tension. What's your floor level screen tension?
For screen printers, how often are you sharpening? What are changing out your squeegees? What's the number? What's the time on that?
How do you know when to do it? Right?
Yeah.
How many jobs have to ship today?
Yep.
It just thinking about the numbers in your business and then like quantifying that and being really clear. And here's the kicker, right? Do your employees know and agree with the numbers that you set?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you say that I want that press to run at 400 an hour, I want the embroidery machine to run at 900 a minute, right? Is that what your employees think also? Are they working to make sure that happens? Or is your idea of what it is different than theirs, right? And how do you guys get on the same page? I think that's a very interesting thing for you guys to really be thinking about.
Yep. There was a shop that, talk about employees being on a different page. There was a shop that had 2 automatics, and their printers were so used to using a foot pedal, I had to tell the owner to get rid of them. And when he did, things started to happen, good stuff. Now, he had one guy who just, I don't want to say refused, but he just would not get with the program and just said, these people had so much training from going to people's shops and stuff, saying, no, you can never run any faster. And that attitude was a cancer throughout the shop. That guy's no longer there. Yeah. Way better. The girl that was under him, and I look like a genius on this one, said she's going to be the best one because girls have better eye-hand coordination. They can usually load and unload real quick. They're more attentive to detail than us. And things are going way better on numbers and everything now. So yeah, that's great because what you think and what your employees think might be a different thing, and that could be a problem, or that could be okay. We got to figure out why we're so far off.
Well, you have to know, right? Yep. And it's really good to have conversations, to talk to people. If you're a business owner right now and you're running your business from the corner office, and you don't really, like I call it, throwing the orders over the fence, right?
Yep.
We got 10 orders, throw it over the fence. Gosh, sure hope they go out. If you're one of those people, there's no wonder why you got problems, right? You got to be in there, and like we Lean Six Sigma, have a Kaizen event, go to where the work is, right? Go to Gemba, be there for the work, right? That's what we want. So,
good stuff.
Yeah. So Adam says, great show, guys. See you next week.
Mr. Alan McCauley from Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah. Good guy. Right. We always have a lot of people from Michigan here. Is that
Well, no,
just a coincidence, do you think? Or is that just because you're here and you're a Michigander?
I'll let you decide on that. So I don't want to say it's
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Cool.
I know some of them that usually listen are in Florida on vacation right now. From Port Huron. They're on vacation, but
So let me ask you this, Alan. If you could only track one thing to quantify something with a number, what do you think that one thing would be? And let's see if it lines up with what I would say.
it's probably not because my background has always been in the production end and mostly in screen making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I know. I've never had to run a shop. I'm just not on that. I've not run a press. So it's going to be different. The one thing would be, see, I'm trying to think of my Marshall mind on there. I want to say I would want to know screen cycle in production for a screen print shop. How many screens are cycling per day on there? But I don't even, that's just me in my world.
Yeah. My number is going to be how many orders have to ship today?
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
20 orders, 100 orders, 300 orders, whatever it is, right? And then if it's supposed to be, let's just say 100 orders. 100 orders have to ship today. Did 100 orders go out?
Yeah.
And so I was talking with somebody the other day. I go, this industry is a lot like a baseball game. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, baseball, right? It only counts if you cross home plate.
That's right.
Right? You get to second base, right? Doesn't matter. Right? You steal third. That's a great play. Doesn't matter. Okay. It only matters if you score points. And
Yep.
for us in this industry, it only matters if the stuff's going to the client. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else is subservient to that idea. So if you start looking at your results of what that is and matching up and finding if you're achieving your goal or not, right? That's a great place to start your thinking. So Kisa says, update, Chris is at the Lone Star overnight hub and they claim they don't have the package. Now is it okay to freak out?
On the inside, yes. On the outside, no.
Yeah.
Not your fault. You can't control this. Still get in touch with your customer. Let them know what's going on. Chris is there. He's trying to work it out. We're finding it. This is not something
I'm assuming you have a tracking number.
I'm assuming.
Right. The tracking number says it's there. Right. So it says it's at the delivery hub, which is why Chris is there. Right. So if the tracking number is here, that means somebody scanned it in. So obviously it's there. So the next step is either it's on a truck or it's on the dock or where is it, that type of stuff. So that's what I would be kind of looking at.
And yeah, Kisa, don't freak out. Still same thing. Contact the customer, stay in touch. Let them know what's going on.
Yep.
No surprises.
Yep. Peter says the most important number is the bottom line. If a business can't make a profit, it can't survive. Exactly, Peter. I love that. Thanks for clarifying that. That's probably better than how many orders shipped, because are we making money or not, right?
And that number is, what is your profit? What do you need to do? I'm sorry, I talked over you, Marshall. My bad.
That's okay.
It's not okay.
So what are we saying?
That one, you have to have a bottom line. That number is important, but a lot of companies don't even know what their profit margin needs to be and what their business profit needs to be. So you got to have that number too.
Or even how to calculate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. So Keith says, sorry, not in your control.
Yep.
Tracking says it's there and has been since Tuesday. Freak out only on the inside. I'm on it. Well, good luck, Keith. Right. It has been there since Tuesday. Today's Friday. Well, how come they didn't deliver it then?
Yeah, that's a problem.
So again, I would talk to your customer and let them know what's going on and what you're doing. And because they're at the end of the day, they're going to be talking, they're be thinking about you, and they need to know what steps you're taking to, here's the next thing is if they can't find it, what I would do is there's a certain point where you just reorder it, and then you get them, the shipping company, to reimburse you for the expenditure.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, you got to make the client happy.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to figure out where you are with that. And then if you were to buy the goods, I would already go and look it up. If you repurchased everything, when would it come in and all that kind of stuff, and call your customer and let them know what's going on. Right.
Absolutely.
I've had instances like this. It's really good to be prepared and already have the answers before you talk to your customer.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up today. What's you doing this weekend, Alan?
Not a whole lot. Getting ready. Sunday, I'll do my thing of getting ready to fly out to Kentucky. I have a busy day. I have a video sales call with a distributor on one of our new products with the sales team. Tomorrow is going to be not a whole lot going on. So, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
How about you? What do you got?
Well, we're doing some family stuff, and then I'm not traveling for the rest of the year, so I think I'm going to relax a little bit. But I've got a lot of stuff that I need to take care of, so I think I'll probably be working either Saturday or Sunday, or maybe both for a little bit. I haven't really decided, but hey, we got some comments real quick.
Let's see.
And then we're going to go. So 2021 sales are down from 2019. Thanks, Keith. But profit is higher, and I'm very happy with that. 80-20 wink. Good job with that, Keith.
I'd rather have higher profits than higher sales.
Yep. And then Simon says, oh, hi and bye.
Hi, Simon, and have a great
Early
weekend.
says, I just had 2 cases show up yesterday that were a week and a half late. I was upset for that week and a half. I come to find out someone lost their life delivering the package. What? Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah.
That puts things in perspective, I got to tell you.
Yeah. It's still, you know what, as rough as it is, we have to remember it's just T-shirts.
Yeah. You just never know, right?
Yeah.
And Frank says, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. You too, Frank.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you next week. Just a reminder, we won't be doing a show on Christmas Eve because, it's Christmas Eve. So
we will be doing one January 1, though.
Yeah, right.
Well, is it January 1 or?
I think it is January 1, or maybe it's New Year's Eve, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That Friday, and we'll be doing the Booze Fest like we did last year. So. All right, hey, y'all take care. See you.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.